Hello everyone, welcome back to the Detour podcast where we talk all things related to the topic of unconventional success and upcomings. I'm your host, Gary Fan, a community college alumnus with aspirations of becoming a world-changing business owner. This episode marks episode 6 within the second season of the podcast, and today I'm joined with two professional noodleists from Bool Street. Glenn, thank you guys so much for coming out today. If you guys want to introduce yourself to the viewers, I'd love to hear more about you guys.
Sure, yeah. Thanks so much for having us on, Gary. I'm Glenn, just for reference. I'm a senior here at Cornell in Dyson, originally from Long Island. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I'm Yam, full name Yamato. Really excited to be here. We've been talking about this for a while. I'm also a senior in Dyson, and yeah, this should be pretty fun.
Yeah, no, that's super awesome. So I guess like the first question that I've been dying to ask is, with Bool Street, how did this start? You know, I feel like I know just a bit of how the story started, but I kind of want to hear in depths of like, did you guys from the start want to make noodles, or like what was the idea behind Bool Street?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I feel like we've been asked that plenty of times, and, you know, people always expect an answer that's like, oh, you know, like my grandmother a long time ago used to make this, and this is me kind of honoring her in that way. No, it's nothing like that, really. It's just, we just started it because it was, like, fun.
It's kind of dumb. Yam just always, like, comes to me with, like, these random ideas, and I shut most of them down.
What are some of the ideas that he comes to you with?
I don't know. Like, what are some examples that you came to me with?
Like, for example, like a ripe banana delivery system. Do you remember that? That was, like, recent, whereas, like, the problem is basically you don't have, like, a banana that's perfect, like, every day, and, like, it starts, like, you know, messing up.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Exactly. So
interesting.
He comes to me with this kind of stuff. I think another one was like he wanted a machine that like could make you ski uphill. I'm like, there's no way that's better than a ski lift. So whatever. So yeah, basically how it started is like Yam just made us all of our friends like these noodles that he like tried in the city somewhere. I don't know. Where was the first time you had
It was
them?
Xi'an Famous Foods. In the city, so
New York City,
okay, exactly.
Nice.
And then yeah, I just made it for just all my friends. I just looked online for a recipe. A lot of good,
because you were like obsessed with them. After you had them the first time, I remember you were like, you got to try these noodles.
Yeah,
like,
I was like, you need to hop on this noodle grind, you know. And over the winter, basically, I just, you know, I was bored, so I just like called up Glenn and like a bunch of other people who are also involved. Just, you know, like asking if they'd be interested in like starting something here, and they were like, yeah. You probably didn't think it was gonna become what it was.
No, I did not think that we would actually like go through with this. Yam's like, yeah, I think I want to like sell these noodles like that I made for you guys. I'm like, all right, sure, like go for it. Like,
so how did it get to the I want to sell these noodles from I'm just making it from friends? Like, when did you know that, oh, this is something that can be sold?
That's a good question. I guess I had a conversation with my parents because I made them for my parents as well.
Yeah.
And like I started realizing that like the cost of goods sold on these noodles were actually really low. I mean, that's the nature of like street food in general. Mm-hmm. So we just like I did a cost analysis winter break of my junior year, and saw that, you know, it's actually a fairly profitable thing I can get started here. Mm-hmm. And that's when I decided to, you know, call up Glenn. And to be fair, like, to be very clear, like, I was kind of joking at first about, like, making this into a business. And then I guess what changed it was we had a pre-launch night.
Yeah.
So before it was available to the public, I just invited, like, a bunch of my friends, like 20 of my friends. And we had, like, a night where we just, like, you know, served noodles. We gave it to them for free. They didn't have to pay for any of that. But in response, or, you know, to help us out, we just asked that they post it on their social media. And, you know, my friend Anjan, you probably know him.
Yeah.
He kind of like convinced everyone to like do it. And I was like kind of hesitant at first, but he was like pushing it. Yeah. And then it kind of blew up. And at that point I was like, oh shit, we got something here. Like, this is kind of...
Yeah, I feel like we didn't actually know we wanted to make it into like a real business until like we started serving them to people, and like they loved it. Like there were just so many people like trying to get these noodles out of nowhere, and we're like, okay, we might as well like turn this into something.
Yeah, that's so crazy to me. Like, so talk about that blow up moment. How was that for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can go over some metrics. So
Sure, yeah.
So, well, the first time we opened to the public,
Yeah.
it sold about, I want to say 70 servings in the span of like 90 minutes, which, you know, honestly, like that was good for us. At
Yeah.
the time, we were just like, what the hell is happening here? 90 minutes, 70 servings. We're serving 70 people food. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
The next time we opened, we sold 120-ish in about 12 minutes. So it went from 90 minutes to 12 minutes. And then after that, we served about 166 in 2 minutes and 46 seconds. So it basically just like got to the point where it was blowing up, and like the virality of our social media like campaign we started to see the effects of it. And like it just like completely took off. Like we captured something that honestly, like we just stumbled upon it, and like we didn't know what the hell we were doing.
We always tried to, like, every time we did it and like we were getting bigger and bigger, we always tried to like be together when like the order form went out, just because it was like that was always such an exciting moment to see like how fast it would happen. And like we never expected to get to the point where we were serving like people were ordering like one order every second, like until we were sold out. So
that order form thing, like I don't. So the way it works is it's a Google form, and then we just see it like slowly trickle in every time.
Wow.
I guess not so slowly, but like trickle in. And it's just it was so that's, in my opinion, the most satisfying part of it.
Yeah.
Was just seeing like a bunch of names just pop out of nowhere. Like this last time we opened it, there were like 30 orders in the span of 4 seconds.
Yeah.
So like just seeing the spreadsheet just pop, like just fill up. Like it was crazy.
It's also fun. Like we started out. I mean, when we started out, we would know most of the names. Like it would be friends or like friends of friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then as it went on, it was just like people we completely didn't know just like ordering these noodles from us. So that was also really fun.
That's so crazy. So like, how did these other people? So these other people just found you out through word of mouth, friend of a friend, or how was this like marketing for you guys?
So, I mean, I think a large part of it has to do with our social media marketing. So I guess like our initial step into growing this was to make sure that there was enough demand, enough eyes on our product. So we just realized the best way to get new customers is for other customers to kind of recommend it. But like, how do you do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we did was we offered like a $1 or $2 discount for people who posted on their story a picture of the product and tagging us. And like every time we would throw an event, like basically our follower count on, you know, our social media, it just like it just blew up every time. I think the last time we opened, we had about I was looking at the Instagram insights. It looked about 3,000 to 4,000 people just took a look at our page. So if you put that into perspective, like there's like 14,000 Cornell undergrads, like basically like a quarter, about a quarter, I guess, of undergrads really, got to take, were on our page. And that's just like crazy to think about.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just, I think that was our main thing that blew us up. But yeah, along with that, just, having a
I don't know. I guess it's always like we're trying to figure out like why did this happen? Like how did it become so big? Mm-hmm. I think like one thing that kind of made it happen is that people like it was like an exciting event once it became like very exclusive. Like people wanted to be a part of it just because it was exclusive. You know? So there was that kind of like limited supply effect, like created like this sort of buzz. Mm-hmm. And then that's something, we could see like with the Instagram stories too. Like people like were more incentivized to post about us and market for us because it was something like they could kind of show off like, hey, I got into this like thing, like I'm part of this. So
people,
that was cool.
Another point to that, like people, so I've been talking to a lot of just like restaurateurs who've been doing this for a while recently, and like a compliment they always give, or just like something they always say is that, I really like the fact that you artificially restrict supply and create this buzz around everything. But like, if we're being honest, like we're not like artificially restricting it. We just can't make more. Like it's just we got to the point where like we were working our ass off for like 4 to 5 hours at a time, and like and like it would just be really fast paced in the kitchen.
Yeah, 4 to 5 hours just in the kitchen, and then you would be prepping all the dough like for like 12 hours.
Yeah, the entire day before.
Wow.
And it's just like, it's really fast paced, and that's why I love it, I guess.
That's crazy. So it takes like 4 or 5 hours to kind of fulfill an order.
It's so every time we open for about 4 to 5 hours.
Gotcha.
And like every order is like within a 15-minute. Like people choose which pickup time they're going to be picking up, and like it's every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We at our max, I think we fulfilled about 15 orders per 15 minutes or something along those lines.
So we were trying to like get one order done every minute, and like we had a set process in the kitchen to try to make that happen. So yeah, it was tough just making sure every step of that process like didn't fall apart.
Just also keep in mind, like, none of us have like restaurant experience.
I think that's the best part, honestly.
Like, we don't know what the fuck we were doing. Like, that's what's fun about it, though. You know, just creating that like assembly line of like random shit, and like it just like ended up working. And a lot of times it didn't work. Let me make that clear. Like we've had, you know, a lot of failures on the way, but you know, it's been really fun so far, and yeah, we want everyone to try them. Like it's tough to do it, so we're working on ways to kind of.
I need to try it.
How are you like interviewing us on a podcast and you haven't even tried our product, bro? What the hell?
I've been wanting to, but it's the selling out that's getting to me. I can never be one of the first to get it for some reason, but no, I think like what you guys just said. There's so many things or questions I have for you guys. It's like one of them first, going back to this exclusivity portion. So in being exclusive, is that because you mentioned it's because you physically can't make more? So like, are you slowly increasing the number, or are you like just capping it out at a certain number and not like, I guess, bringing in more people with, I guess, setting up the kitchen or whatever to help make things faster?
I guess I'll say a couple things there.
Yeah.
First of all, when we say exclusive, like, I guess exclusive kind of like implies that like we get to pick and choose the people that like get to choose. I mean, I don't know. I just want to make like, it's basically based on whether you can get it in as fast as possible, and that's like the whole thing about it. Which is what I think. Like, we have this weird like, I guess our mission statement, part of it is like to democratize nudes, right? It's like a stupid thing, but like honestly, like, just what we're trying to get after. And in terms of like, you know, trying to keep up with the demand, we did try. I mean, we started off with like 4 people in the kitchen, maybe 3. I don't remember. It got to the point where we were employing about like 12 people total, maybe even more. I don't really know, but
so it got to a point where basically we weren't restricted by the people. We were restricted by like the size of our kitchen. So that's something we're working on now and trying to find a new location that works.
Next semester we're looking for like a commercial kitchen in the Commons. That really should be good. Like, we're talking right now about maybe even increasing our just like our event load for like 500 orders, and our previous best was about 210, 220. So
that's crazy.
No, we're trying to expand this as best as possible. And that's kind of like where we met you with the whole eLab situation, right? So like,
we'll get to that. No, that's super cool. So one more question on the operations of Bool. So have you guys watched The Founder by any chance?
I have. Yeah.
So are you guys like doing the McDonald's thing, or where everyone has like a specific task, or how does it work in the kitchen right now for you guys?
We have like roles, and it's kind of like tasks in the sense that like everything is streamlined as best as possible. Obviously there are some there are some inefficiencies, and we're just gonna address that for next semester. But like, for example, we have like roles like slappers, people who just can slap the nudes. Glenn likes doing that. We have the noodler. We have a spicer. We have a packager, and we have a runner. So it's like everything's kind of like, you know, we have a spreadsheet that goes out before every event for people to sign up for which roles they want to do, and it's been working for us so far. Dang, that's super cool.
We're definitely not like inch perfect like McDonald's was, but we're definitely like, I don't know, trying to make it a little bit more efficient.
No, that's awesome. But you were mentioning how we kind of all met through this eLab thing, right? So I guess since opening your business, and now you guys are looking to expand, right? So how is this expansion portion looking for you guys? What have you guys done? You guys, we touched upon eLab, but if you guys want to go further in how eLab actually helped and whatnot, or what actually is eLab and what does it mean for you guys, that'd be great.
Yeah, so I guess through this experience last semester before eLab was going on, we had a great opportunity to interact with like two sets of people.
Yeah.
So a bunch of like food entrepreneurs or aspiring food entrepreneurs actually reached out to us through our Instagram and like asking us like, how do we do this? We want to do something similar. And also we interacted with a lot of customers who are also interested in like supporting student-run businesses and really just interested in like unique food items. So we realized that there was like a huge opportunity for people who want to start like food ventures on campus. And that's kind of like where we got with eLab. We kind of like, how eLab works. You kind of like test your assumptions, do all the, hypothesis testing and all that. And we kind of learned through this entire process that like, first of all, that students don't really support student-run businesses because they're student-run businesses. They tend to support them just for the same reasons that they support other businesses, which is like you need to have a good product and you need to be relatively cheap and a good location, stuff like that. So we kind of revised our idea a little bit. So next semester we're basically going to be running a pop-up shop where local student chefs can apply to our shop and kind of introduce like a unique food item, typically cultural, but it doesn't have to be some kind of like unique item, and just basically deal with that. And we'll handle all the logistics of the legal part of it, health part of it, delivery, all this kind of stuff. So that's kind of what we're looking for.
Yeah. So our plan kind of is just to have this pop-up restaurant where we're serving our noodles, and we'll try that out just to see how it works a few times first, and then after that we're hope to like incorporate in some other interested entrepreneurs who have their own like unique food item that's exciting, and help them along on the same process we've kind of been on.
Yeah, no, that's super cool. I think your most recent one, you guys had the egg sando thing.
Yeah.
I think what's really interesting about what you guys have now is it's more than just selling food to people. It's more of a platform for these entrepreneurs in food too, right? Because with the egg sando business, like they sold out too, right?
Yeah,
That's what you mentioned.
It was so you're referencing Don Egg, which was a pop-up shop that was opened in 2021, April 2021. In Donlin. Got shut down in 30 minutes, but we kind of like revived them a little, or helped them revive their product. They were really cool to work with. But basically our goal here is to kind of like make the Ithaca food scene more interesting, at least more interesting than it is right now. And we just thought that like students, a place like Cornell, there's so many people. There are a lot of people from diverse backgrounds, that there are enough people with cooking talent that don't have a way to kind of express that talent. And we were hoping that this pop-up shop and providing this like, I guess like this legal entity, but also other like providing this platform would be a good way to kind of like help them on their journey to, be able to sell their product. So it's been really exciting. We've so far been interacting with a lot of different aspiring food entrepreneurs. There's a guy that we know, a friend of ours, that wants to start like a biryani business. There's obviously Don Egg, and we started a hot sauce brand recently. So shit like that. It's fucking fun, like just trying to like, like the fun that we had with Bool Street last year or last semester and this semester. Like we're just trying to like spread that, honestly. Like it's such a good time. So
it's contagious, man. Like, I feel the energy from Bool, and I think it's like, yo, like Bool is cool, honestly.
It's stupid. That's why it's cool, I guess.
But what's really interesting is you guys are both Dyson kids, right? And part of being in Dyson is having this stigma of, people in Dyson want to do consulting or investment banking, which for the most part is true, but kind of talk about your guys's, or I'd like to hear about your guys's experience in terms of like, how did you guys know or figure out you guys wanted to do entrepreneurship? Because I feel like it's kind of, I think it's kind of more niche, and not a lot of people, especially here at Dyson, really go into entrepreneurship, right? So how did you guys kind of find light in entrepreneurship?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I've been in Dyson since my freshman year, and then Yam transferred in sophomore year. I think we both came in not really knowing what to expect. Like we didn't know much, or at least I didn't know much about like business and the whole like, you know, how focused it was towards specific careers. And I think as we both went along that, we realized like we didn't really like that part about it. Like we understood like why that existed, like and it makes sense if that's what you're looking to do. But yeah, so we were just going along. We didn't really like the whole way that it worked and it fed into specific careers. So we just were looking for other things we could potentially do. And that's why Yam, you know, like I said before, he always just came to me with these ideas.
And then he would shoot them down just relentlessly.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I think we were just sick of our like classes and learning kind of these same things that we weren't like too interested in. So yeah, he just kept like saying like we got to start something, we got to do something like, and eventually like this is the one that ended up working, which is funny because like you said, like we don't have any experience in food or like making a lot of food, and the first question we always get is like, oh, you guys don't have any hoteliers like on board? Like
I think that's
like,
so cool.
No, like we just like our guys cooking noodles.
Dude,
so.
If you would have told me like a year ago that we were gonna be interviewed on a podcast for starting a noodle shop in College Town, like what the fuck? How would I have reacted? Like this is ridiculous.
I honestly have no idea. It's kind of crazy. It's all just like kind of happened. Like it's hard to like pinpoint like why we wanted to start this because it just like it was just one thing led to another and like it got to a point where we're at now where it's like something that we really want to focus on.
Yeah, and just to reinforce that point about Dyson, so I transferred in my sophomore year. It was an internal transfer from arts and sciences, and like I thought that basically what a business school was with just learning what a business is and just how it operates and everything like that. But I started realizing quite early on that it's really more there to like funnel you into specific career paths, which isn't a problem. As Glenn said, like it's not a problem for people who want to go into those career paths. In fact, I think Dyson is like really good for doing that. Yeah. Me personally, I just like the idea of like, I don't know. I don't like things set in stone, you know? Yeah. Like I like the I like embracing ambiguity, so it's kind of like also in a bit, you know.
Yeah, no, I feel like you're definitely like the person who like embraces ambiguity and like always wants to have like a lot of different things going on. And I feel like I also like embrace ambiguity but in a different way. Like I'm always just like looking towards kind of like the next step. I'm not like planning towards like, you know, 10 years from now like this is the career path I want to have, but just like what do I think is cool now? Like what do I think will help set me up for success? So I feel like we both kind of embrace ambiguity but in different ways. So yeah. It's kind of, I think it's like a reason like we've worked together well on this kind of idea.
Yeah, no, that's so interesting. Out of curiosity though, how many ideas did you have to shut down from Yam before Bool was actually an idea?
I personally had like a notes tab on my phone full of random shit. The thing is, like, I didn't share all of it with you because some of them were just dumb.
A lot of the ones you were showing me were dumb. I can't even imagine what the.
I mean, the noodle shop was dumb, man. The only reason you don't think it's dumb is because it ended up, you know, materializing. But
that's
like,
true.
So hey, you can't be quick to judge, you know. But you definitely do need like, I've. In the past, like, you know, since starting Bool Street, or even before that, like, I've definitely realized the value of having someone like Glenn on your team. And, like, I don't want to single him just out. Like, I have friends like Anjan, Sam, just everyone who was involved in this has been instrumental in its development. I just want to make that clear. It's not all me, or it's not all us, just us two. But having someone like Glenn who... He is like the stabilizing force of all things in Bool Street. He basically like ensures shit gets done. You know? 'Cause like without him, like I would probably be on the other side of the world, just like, you know, like eating a carrot in a Siberian wilderness or something. I don't know. I don't know. Just I just want to tell the audience that I really appreciate what he has done for not just Bool Street, but just my life, because he's definitely the anchor to which I draw my...
You
know what I mean?
I appreciate the words. No, just going off of that, like, this whole thing is not just us, like, at all. Like, there's so many people who have helped us out, like our core team who has kind of helped us since the beginning, like Audrey, Anjan, Jake, Sam, like, all of them have helped us from the beginning, like,
Claire.
setting this up. Yeah, and then everyone, like, just random people, like, who we've had working for us. they've also been like super, like none of these events would work without like everyone who's just like wanted to be involved with this idea and help us out. So I just want to, I want to make sure it's clear that like this was like, if it was just us two trying to make noodles, nothing would have happened.
Yeah,
like,
nothing, absolutely nothing. I mean, just like to give you an example, like the last time we ran things, like 2 hours before we opened, 2 of our induction stoves just broke.
Oh no!
It just broke. So we had this set plan of our kitchen and like how we're gonna divide up space and like do all these things. But 2 hours before it opened, it just broke. So we had to move everything to Glenn's place. Like and then 2 girls just like ran, like they volunteered and just helped, and like it was so like it could not have worked without just volunteers from all over. And like I'm so grateful for everything that everyone who has helped out on this process. It's been pretty fucking fantastic. So,
No, I think your guys' story is super amazing. I think I just get inspired from any like entrepreneur here on campus, but especially you guys. I think you guys just carry like some sort of charisma with you guys with this whole Bool Street thing. So I think Bool is cool, you know. I'm never gonna.
Hear that, Glenn? We're charismatic, apparently.
But I think it definitely helps. So I guess that's a good way to talk about like how we came up with the name, because that's one thing we didn't mention in the story so far.
Yeah.
I feel like that just worked well because Yam was living on Bool Street. Originally, what you wanted to call it? What? Like,
Big Red Noods.
Yeah.
Was the original name.
Which like, I don't know. We were like, fine. Like that sounds fine. And then his roommate, he lived with Unjin last year, and Unjin's like, why don't we call it Bool Street Noods? And like everyone just started laughing as soon as he said that, and then we knew like, oh, okay, that's probably better.
We got something there. We got something.
And it's been helpful just to like, I feel like our whole brand is like making it like just fun and stupid. Like, I don't know. We call it the noodles like nudes. Like we make everything like just like funny references. So I think that's definitely helped with our success.
We call all our customers boolers.
Yeah.
Just like dumb shit like that, you know. Like I mean, you know. So it's definitely been
Yeah, no, that's super cool. So like, do you guys plan on expanding Bool further than what it is here at Cornell, or what's the game plan for Bool moving into the future?
So that's a great question, and like that question touches a lot with eLab specifically, because I think eLab, what they do is they kind of like look for like really scalable businesses, usually like software companies, but it doesn't have to be, but something that is venture backed and like trying to grow. We're just trying to serve the Ithaca community right now. We can think about expansion outside if we prove this concept to be really successful at a larger scale, but as of right now, we just want to this upcoming semester, we just want to run our shop, see if it works. If it works, great. If it works really well, I mean, both of us have, I'll speak for myself. I have a remote job after grad, so like I can kind of work on this on the side as well, and then kind of try and expand it even further. But I mean, right now we're just focused on the community.
Yeah. I think we're just going to take in like the same mindset that we've had this whole time. Like when we started it, we didn't expect it to get even this big. So we're just going to keep taking it one step at a time. And if there's opportunity there, like to make it something real and like keep growing it, we're going to take that opportunity. So it really just depends like how the next step goes to, determine our future.
Yeah. I think that's really interesting. It's a thing I think about all the time too, in balancing, I guess, your personal venture versus going corporate, right? So what is that tipping point for you guys? Like, what does Bool need to have in order for you to quit that like remote job or quit that corporate role and really pursue Bool like full time?
I haven't thought about this, and honestly, like I don't have an opinion about it. I don't know. To be honest, we'll know a lot more after next semester, because as I said, next semester is when we're gonna have a more consistent schedule of, having these pop-up shops open. But I mean, if this like actually explodes, then I'm more than happy. I'd be more than happy to pursue this even further.
I think it really does depend on like how we do next semester. And I think at least for me, like what it would take is if this semester goes really well, like we continue to sell out even at this like higher number of orders, and then we try to do it next semester, like with our remote jobs, and continue doing it on the side like as a pop-up shop. And if that keeps going well and like people still want it, then I think we can think about taking it even bigger. No, but I mean, it's just amazing that like we've got this far. So
no, that's super cool. I think I don't know. I think it's just so awesome to hear your guys' stories. I'm just gonna keep saying that. But I guess in terms of like entrepreneurship, right?
Yeah.
Like, is Bool something that you see yourself doing in the far future, or do you guys have like what are your guys' like biggest like dreams / like goals?
Dreams and goals.
Yeah, like career wise, I guess, or both. Yeah.
Gotcha. Like I really value freedom, or like freedom to do what I like to do. And I think entrepreneurship kind of allows you to do that because, you know, obviously you're working nonstop, and we actually like a week ago had a conversation about burnout, which is, you know, obviously a concern, but like you're actually working on stuff you really, really care about, which that's what I like about this. And in terms of career goals, I don't have like a position in mind or like a company in mind. What I do have in mind is I would like the freedom to pursue what I want to pursue, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think we can both agree that like the times we've been working on these noodles and like in the kitchen have been like the times where we're working the hardest, but it's been like the most fun and the most satisfying. So I'm just looking for something like that, like something where I really care about what I'm doing. Like I'm enjoying it like actively, and I'm working with people who like I enjoy being around. So like I said, I'm not really one to have set goals like for a position or like a career path, but just something like that captures this kind of same energy is like what I'm looking for.
Dang, that's beautiful, yo. That's beautiful. I'm gonna cry right now. Oh my gosh.
Well, actually, I'm just curious. What the same question to you? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Like, what are your like career goals or personal goals? Like,
so I've been really interested in like fashion sustainability. A bit of like my story is, so I also transferred to Cornell too, and right before I transferred, I was working on a sustainable and ethical like fashion company, right? And part of it was because I felt like at the time, and even still now, I don't believe there's like a fashion company that's 100% sustainable or ethical truly. And so I come from a low income background, and to give you more backstory on it, it's in middle school. They're like cool kids that started like this clothing company, and my friends and I were like, oh, like this clothes, like, oh bro, like we can design some better shirts, right? But we just never had the money to do so. And it wasn't until COVID came around and we had part-time jobs, ironically, and we collectively raised like $1,000, and we're like, okay, like now's the time to just like go for it, right? So we went for it. And we ultimately realized, like, like, to make something sustainable and ethical, it's, like, high barriers of entry, right? So dropped the idea, and then I applied to, like, schools to transfer to that had, like, a business sustainability theme. And Dyson had this whole model of, our business is a better world, right? So I came here, started doing some business sustainability startup, and I think looking at things in the long term, I really want to do something that can solve this idea of like fast fashion, but even further. I've actually been thinking of it really recently, but thinking about like networks and how to actually provide like 5G or like internet to rural areas like of the world. That's like a very distant goal.
Gotcha.
That's something I really want to do, but anywhere within like the social like impact spaces.
No, that's totally cool. And like just one point about that, like that totally checks out about you being interested in fashion, because every time I see him, he's like, he's got great style, you know. It's like,
it's not that good.
You gotta teach me some things, you know.
No, you guys are kind of dripped out right now too. Come on, guys.
No.
You should show off your little jacket here.
The jacket. Oh yeah. It's a little branded with my club SEGC. They call it SEGC for sure.
Let's go.
Yeah, but
that's sexy.
Before we wrap up everything, I actually have a rapid round. So this is the little surprise.
Let's do it.
Waiting for you guys to kind of come across, but basically rapid round is where I give you guys two options and you guys kind of go quick on which one you guys decide. For the previous rapid rounds, we've done very like introspective questions, but considering you guys are doing something food related, we're gonna do some food rapid round questions.
I feel like we might disagree on some of these.
Oh, we're definitely gonna.
Okay,
if there's anything about Italian food, you know.
All right, let's hear it. So the first one is pizza or burgers.
Pizza.
Pizza.
All
right,
Okay. Second one is coffee or tea.
Coffee.
Tea.
Oh,
Coffee. Let's
okay.
go. Coffee gang.
Third one, cake or pie?
Cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cake. That's not really close.
Okay, ice cream or yogurt?
Ice cream.
I mean, ice cream. Yeah.
I probably eat yogurt more, but I like ice cream more. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
that's fair. That's
yeah.
fair. Cool. Chocolate or vanilla?
Depends for what.
Yeah. In general, chocolate though.
Really?
Definitely.
Chocolate. I'll go with chocolate.
Gosh, I'm a
Yeah.
vanilla guy. Come on,
Really?
guys. Yeah.
You don't strike me as a vanilla guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I hate chocolate. I actually can't
Really?
eat chocolate.
Wow.
That's
Well, we can't
crazy.
be friends then.
All right, fruits or vegetables?
Fruits.
Vegetables.
What?
I think fruits are like overrated.
Are you kidding?
What? All right.
Okay,
all
wait,
right.
hold on. I need to like.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
actually, I don't think fruits.
You're
I think
literally your freezer right now at home is filled with frozen
yeah,
fruits.
that you bought because you just come to my house and eat fruit.
Yeah,
So,
but it's not just me. It's like Max and
Well, yeah, whatever. I don't know. I just think vegetables are way more underrated. I'm always like more of a savory guy anyway, and I feel like you can make vegetables taste really good. And like fruit's good. I like fruit. I eat a lot of fruit, but like I think vegetables are more underrated.
Okay. Fair.
Okay.
All right, spicy or not spicy?
Spicy.
Come on, dude. You're talking to Bool
Oh,
Street
yeah.
Noods. What the hell?
Okay. Fair.
You better
All
get a
right.
5-5. You
Yeah.
know. Like,
All right, breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Which one of the three?
Dinner. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really eat breakfast usually.
It's okay, me
so.
neither.
hmm
I feel like no one eats breakfast these days. Like I don't know anyone.
If
who,
I
like,
do eat breakfast, it's like later in the day because I have nothing else to
Yeah.
cook, and
Yeah.
I like make some eggs.
Or it's that bagel place we go to after like our 8 a.m. class.
Oh yeah. That's we do eat breakfast.
That's-
Bus stop bagels. Is that what it
Occasionally.
is?
Yeah.
Well, there, yeah. And then we go to
Man Cafe sometimes.
Man Cafe.
It's all right. All right. Next one. No sugar or no salt for the rest of your life. This one's tough,
It's
huh?
tough. I'm gonna
Well-
go no sugar.
Well, apparently no sugar because Glenn
Yeah.
accused me the other day of liking really, really salty food, which I don't really get. But
You do like really salty food.
I don't know where you got that sense, but probably no sugar just because I know like the benefits of no sugar in terms of my
Yeah.
health.
That's
but
also like we can make Bool Street Noods without sugar. We can't really make it without salt.
Oh, that's a
We-
good point.
I mean, yeah,
We use both, but
yeah,
salt is more essential.
yeah.
Oh,
Fair.
okay. Cool.
Giving
cool,
away
cool.
trade secrets.
All right, last one. This should be an easy one. Noodles or rice?
Rice.
What?
I'm kidding.
Noodles,
Jesus.
noodles.
Noodles all the way. Actually, not noodles. Nudes.
Yeah.
Nudes.
Yeah,
Nudes all
nudes.
the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
Yeah.
that sounds good. But before we wrap up, do you guys have any last things you guys want to say to like the people listening out there?
I mean, I guess like just follow your dreams. You know, I don't know.
Oh.
Stay bullet.
Stay
Stay
bullet.
bullet.
Stay bullet. That's better. That's better than what I was about to say. But,
All right, cool. That sounds good. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the podcast. I'd like to thank you guys again for joining us today. If anything within this podcast resonated with you in any way, feel free to share it across all social media platforms and tag detour.podcast. And if you guys would like to follow Yam or Glenn on their Bool journeys, what's a place they can find you on social media?
I guess social media on Instagram, we're at Bool Street Noods, no spaces. And like,
Yep.
I guess we're making a website soon, so
Oh,
maybe you can put that later on. But yeah.
Bool is Bool.
Yes.
Yep.
And Noods is Noods.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right. Again, thank you guys, everyone, for your continuous love and support. And I'm your host, Gary, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.